Well, Project Wildlife originally was we started it to get about 100 or more gardens registered for the National Federation to get Bisbee designated as a community wildlife habitat city or community. And then the city came along and said, "How would you like this 2.5 acres to landscape?" And
that is great.
we thought, all right, Project Wildlife, we can make a wildlife habitat out of it. And so we started creating this looping path. That was really a nice beginning. And we decided if it was going to be a wildlife habitat that we would have to use mostly native plants because that's what the wildlife is adapted to. And we are choosing Chihuahua desert plants mainly because we're surrounded here in Bisbee by the Chihuahua Desert.
Well, that's really wonderful for residents and visitors alike to come here and experience what a natural habitat would be, as opposed to you look around in a lot of the yards and a lot of stuff that's been brought in. It's decorative and it's very nice, but it's not native. So I know the Bisbee Foundation has given you a grant. And I know some of it was for tools. Can you tell us a little bit about how you use the money from the foundation?
Well, like you say, we used some of it to buy much needed tools because sometimes we have 4 or 5 people working in the garden at one time. The other main use of the grant money was for plants. And we went to the Desert Survivors Nursery and Spadefoot Nursery in Tucson to get mostly native plants or arid adapted plants. And so you'll see them all over the garden where we planted them. We have over 700-800 plants now.
Oh my gosh! Holy
put into the garden landscape.
Irrigation here. This is Barry Reed. She's part of Project Wildlife.
She is.
And could you point out some of the features here? We're walking along the path that goes down toward Congdon.
Yeah, be happy to. Over here is one of our favorite plants. I mean, this is a dahlia, and it rarely is out of flower. And it just so happens that it really likes winter. And so now you see this beautiful airy shrub, native plant in full bloom.
And what is the name again?
It's a dahlia, D-A-L-E-A. It's named after a man named Dale. And a lot of people want to say dahlia, but that's another plant that's an introduced big flower. But the dahlias are just gorgeous, and we have several. There's one right over there that, and they just are loaded with pollinators when it's warm enough. Today's not a real warm day, so the pollinators aren't showing off. And over there by Barry is one of my favorites. This is a native plant called Mariola. And the thing I like about it is this silver foliage that rarely, it's not deciduous like some plants are, but it has this wonderful, wonderful fragrance of exotic soaps and things. Really a nice plant.
And then where did all this rock come? I know it wasn't here.
I hope it's not illegal, but it comes from where the granite has fallen off on the roadside, and I go collect it. This was a pretty boring area, I thought, because the bedrock, we can hardly grow anything in this area. And so I've hauled this rock over, and we'll plunk some plants within the rocks, make it look a little prettier. But
yeah, it would be. I would think that you have when you do a planting, do you replace the dirt? Do you augment it in any kind of way?
Initially we didn't, and our plants, a lot of them struggled, but we've recently been adding a little bit of mulch and things to hold the water better, because this soil is just rocky as can be. I mean, it's almost just solid rock with very little sediment material.
Yeah, I've replaced all the soil in my yard.
Yeah,
and I've lived over near Black Knob View, and I've been there for 18 years. But and I replaced all the soil before. Some people may not know that there's a lot of arsenic in the soil because of the mining that was done and the smelting that was done. And so Freeport McMoran, after they bought Phelps Dodge, they came in and they um, offered to remediate the soil. They tested it first, see if it had high levels of arsenic, and if it did, then they replaced the soil. Well, I replaced mine before that, so, so I had a chunk out of my pocket.
I'm going to stroll over here and show you this. You know, all wildlife needs water, and this was one of the first water features that we put in.
Oh, that's a pretty cool little thing.
It's just a stock tank that's buried in the ground.
Ah.
And has a little float on it to keep the water in. I put in something called mosquito fish. They're a fish that's native to Southeast United States. But there's no danger of them escaping into our system. So, and they really keep the mosquito larvae under control. And here's one of our favorite plants in the whole park. This is bullgrass, Muhlenbergii emerslii, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful native grass. A lot of people, they want to pick out grass from Japan, grass from China. And that's fine, except this plant is used by about 6 or 7 different pollinators as a food plant. A lot of caterpillars, the grass-feeding caterpillars that turn into some butterflies and moths that are native here.
And
so it's a really valuable plant.
And pollinators are what?
Pollinators, bees, wasps, butterflies, anything that goes to flowers and for nectar and gets pollen on them that's carried from flower to flower to. So a lot of our fruit, you know, is insect pollinated.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up today, but I think, again, I thank you for giving us a little bit of an illustration here of what you're doing. And I want to end, before we end, I want to talk, what do you, I don't say plan, but hope for Project Wildlife in this area in the coming years?
We hope to have more events that encourage people to plant native. We hope that we'll get more visitation. We hope to put more signage on the trails so that people will learn the native plants and they'll look at them and they say, hey, I could put that in my garden. That looks so nice. And it has the name and where it originated and so on. So we hope to do that.
So you do have a kind of it's not a mission or not a calling or anything, but you hope to encourage homeowners to put more native plants, which are more water tolerant, they're more adapted to the area and stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And you know, look at all these houses, and you look around, and there's a eucalyptus and a Carolina jasmine, and all these things are not native plants. Well, we built these houses in the Chihuahua Desert, or some in Old Bisbee were in the oak woodland, and we need to replace the plants that they took away by building those properties. So that's kind of benefiting the wildlife that was displaced by all this urbanization.
When we were considering your grant, we considered all the grants that people applied for and stuff, and without doubt, all our board members said, "What a great project this is for all the residents of Bisbee to come here and just kind of walk around and see how it used to be." I know you were starting to mention that some of the money that you got from the foundation you used for grants. You used for plants and tools. And was there anything else that it was used for? Because I can't remember specifically, but I think it was maybe for some publicity material.
We did use a lot of it for printing publicity material and posters, advertising events that we hold here. We also bought a canopy to be used at the farmers market so that we could promote planting native plants for wildlife.
Oh, that's really great. I mean, it's very nice to kind of go out and doing around and doing these videos to see how in fact the money that we granted people is being used. And I know we weren't the only helpers here, and probably we were a smaller part of the help here. But you had a few other grants and quite a bit of other free help, didn't you?
We did. Freeport McMoran kind of started us off with a grant that we used initially for more plants. Arizona Water helped us put in a water line. And that was really a help because it went all along the western side of the park where there was no water initially. Gore Park Lunches has teamed with us for one of the events to provide the food for the fall party.
Now, do you have a have you kind of scheduled a party every fall?
Every fall,
it's open to the public.
Yeah, every fall it's open to the public, and we hope to have maybe one in the spring, at least maybe two. The one in the spring won't be as grand of an event. It'll include walks through the park to show people what we've planted. I might have a light lunch afterwards, something like that.
Well, that's really good. And I know we're standing here in front of the gazebo, and I know that from talking with you and other people here, you're planning on replacing this gazebo?
We are. The gazebo is not quite large enough for some of the events that we've been putting on, and it's falling apart. And so we thought we'd replace it, and we got some seed money to begin the project, and we've had some really generous donations from people around town, and so we now have enough money to start the construction of it.
Oh, good.
So the city's going to move this gazebo because it has a lot of people in town have an affection for this gazebo.
Oh, yeah, it's been here a long time.
And so they're going to move it to a Galena pocket park. And after they do that, we'll put in the new ramada or pavilion, which is about twice the size of this gazebo.
That's going to be great, especially in the heat of the summer if you have anything going on. I know, just as a reminder, our grant cycle is now open, and it closes on April 1st. And for this year, for the first time, we're offering solar grants. So if you can do any solar planning, you might take a look at the criteria for our grants and see if you can work that in and maybe make an application.
Oh, we would love to have solar on the new pavilion.
Yeah,
and we're going to demonstrate, a lot of eco-friendly things that you can do, and one of them would be solar. The other would be water harvesting. So we hope to incorporate all of those when we build the new pavilion.
Well, that's great. Well, I really appreciate you coming out and talking with us today and telling us, showing us how you're using the grant money, as well as illustrating what this is all about for the residents of Bisbee. Thanks again, Doug.
Yeah, my pleasure.